Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Optics in Action, where we spotlight leaders who have vision and clarity. And with us today, we've got someone I've been working with actually for the past couple of years, Michael DeLon, and he is the paperback expert. And it has been such a pleasure getting to know him and work with him and stuff. So I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the questions we usually ask: the why do you do what you do, and how and what do you do, and get into spotlighting who he is and what he does. So Michael, welcome. We're excited to have you.
Ryan, thanks for having me, man. It's always good just to be with you. Love your energy and your passion, and we've got so much in common. But I'm grateful to be here, right? And so I'll just give you a little snippet, and then we can go anywhere you want to, just so your audience understands. Founder of Paperback Expert. We're a book publishing company for entrepreneurs, business owners, thought leaders. Our mantra is everybody wants to be an author, but nobody wants to write a book. And so we've created a speak to write process where our professional writers guide you through the process. We get your book done in under 24 hours of your time, in your voice. And then we teach you, Ryan, once it's published, once we make you an Amazon bestselling author, we actually teach you our systems and strategies of what to do with your book, how to use your book in your marketing and your business growth, so that you actually use your book to gain clients, grow your business. That's what I get to do all day, every day.
Super awesome. And so the first question I like to ask people, Michael, is why do you do it? What compelled you to start the paperback expert? Why do you do what you do? What gets you out of bed every day?
Oh, dude. Well, I started Paperback Expert when I found myself in prison a few years ago. And now this wasn't a literal prison, okay? It was an emotional prison because I was stuck in a job that I hated at a ministry that I love. So my wife and I were missionaries with a ministry called Family Life for about a decade here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Last 2 years, I climbed the corporate ladders and everything, went through corporate reorganizations, right? And when the third reorg happened and I got kicked off the leadership team, they shuffled me around the ministry. That was a 2-year prison term. And so finally I had to escape from prison. And God said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to help business owners with marketing because that's my background. And I did. I went out, started a marketing consulting firm. I'd come out and talk with you, Ryan, to say, I can help you grow your business. We'd have a great call. You'd say, Michael, what have you done in the past? Who else have you helped? And I say, well, help build marriages and families at Family Life. And you say, Michael, that's honorable and good. Oh, look at the time. I've got another meeting. Let's reschedule. Because you didn't see me as a marketing guy. You saw me as a ministry guy, right? So I knew I had to fix that. So I went back to church. I prayed one day. I said, God, how do I help Ryan? Because I know I can. And God gave me this idea, Ryan, to take all of my ideas and strategies and put them in a book. And so I did. I wrote my first book on marketing back in 2013. And then I would set an appointment. I'd mail a copy of my book to you. I'd walk into your office the next week for an appointment. There it was. You'd read my book. And in that meeting, you say, Michael, in your book, you said, how do you help me do that? And you'd hire me. And so I realized that having a book positioned me as the expert in marketing, and I could gain clients so much easier. And I thought, man, why don't business owners do this? Well, you're in the process of writing a book right now. Even with our process, it's challenging, right? Because it takes time. So we created a process to help entrepreneurs and business owners create a book without writing a word. We take all of the pain out of it. And I get joy every day by working with business owners, thought leaders, who have a message that they're trying to communicate, but they're in the noise of the market and they sound just like everybody else. And we have a unique ability to really separate you because of your story, help you stand out and say, here, get a free copy of my book, read it. You'll understand who we are. And that's the business side of why I do what I do, is really making an impact in people's lives and helping them take their message to new audiences.
Yeah, I love it. And I think the concept of how to, helping business owners, helping entrepreneurs, and we've talked about this before. It's like entrepreneurs get very busy. We've got lots of plates to spin, and finding the time to say, I'm going to go out and sit down and write a book, right, is incredibly hard. It's daunting to look at and think about. So I think the process that you've led me into and we've been working on, and my next book is coming out early next year. So I wrote my first book and I learned a lot from it, just self-learning. But I think the process you've been bringing me through has been really helping me to clarify and make this second book so much better. And I am so excited about, the work that we've done with your team and the process and stuff. So tell us a little bit about your process. So you mentioned that, 24 hours, this is what the it's sometimes writing a book can seem daunting, but how do you break it down? What do you do with the people that you work with to help navigate that?
Yeah, great question. So step one is clarifying your message. Okay, that is in all of marketing, your message and the clarity of that message is what's going to cut through the clutter. So we take the first 30 days and you work with me and my team to really understand who you are, what's your business, what's your process, and we come up with that crystal clear message. It usually becomes the book title and it becomes kind of the theme of your book as well. Once we have that done, then we bring one of our professional writers to the table and you work with them through Zoom calls about an hour a week. And they're asking you questions because, Ryan, you have everything you need for your book in your head. Our job is to extract that genius, create an outline, and then from that outline, we walk you through our speak to write process where your writer's just asking you questions and you just speak the content. We record it. Now our professional writer goes back and crafts your book, your manuscript, using your words, your tone, your voice, your message. Yeah. And then we present it to you and say, okay, Ryan, here, take this, read it, give us feedback. And you work with your writer until it's just right. Yeah. Then we create the cover design. Then we publish you to Amazon. I mean, we take care of everything, start to finish, except the content. We don't do the content, but we extract it from you. And so if you got an hour a week for a few weeks to show up on Zoom and meet with your writer and just talk about your business, we can make you an Amazon best-selling author and teach you how to use that book. But that's kind of a high overview of the process. It's very personal, very directed, very guided approach. You just show up and we take care of the rest.
Yeah. And I think you and I met at a very sort of the right time, right? I had this concept of optics and I'd been working on some intellectual property, trademarks, the software platform and redesigning the software platform that we had built. And we're just in the process of relaunching that right now. And so we got more and more clients using that, which is awesome. And then it's like, so the book, the podcast, the concept, your team helping me to clarify what the OPTIC system is and how it works and what it does for people and what are the outcome. I don't talk a lot about this outcome-based language that marketers do. I'm very much an operations type of a person. Yeah. I solve problems. And what I found working with you and your team was this ability to start asking different questions and getting me to frame it in different ways. And I think that was one of the things I've experienced going through your process. So as you think about your audience, the people that you're working with, your target audience, the clients that you have, the way you're helping them, who would you say is most impacted, or who do you target your impact at? What does your client base look like, or the audiences of your client base, like the impact that you're making through all of that? It's so much more than just the authors.
Oh, without question.
Who are the target people? Who are the people that you feel like your organization is impacting?
Yeah, great question. And at the end of the day, it's I love our clients because it's not just codifying your message, right? But what we found is, just like you said, you're learning, you are becoming more confident, Ryan, in your message and how to communicate that. And that's one of the byproducts of our process, right? And now you're going to go out with your book, speaking, podcast, whatever, and the clearer you can be to your audience, your prospects and customers, the more they're going to go, oh, I get it. Yes, they become a client. And now their whole team is impacted. I mean, I can't imagine how many lives we are actually touching through the process. Because, I mean, we work with, smart guys like you who are in, process and things. I work with technology leaders. We work with personal injury attorneys, estate planning attorneys, financial advisors. All of them. Here's the deal, Ryan, man. We all need problems to be solved at some level in whatever we are. We just don't know who to go to. I don't have an attorney or a financial advisor or a process. How do I find the person? If I don't have a friend who's using somebody, I'm like searching all over the place. The
Yeah.
beautiful thing about being an author and having a podcast and doing speaking, when you promote it properly, people go to Google, and I throw this out all the time, Ryan, after this podcast, to your audience, just Google my name, Michael DeLon, just Google it. And you will see I'm not on page 1 of Google. I'm on page 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Google, because we have been very consistent over time to do podcasts, to be on podcasts, to promote my book, and we promote it that way. So I want everybody to understand you can influence how people are searching for you when you show up, and having a book, having a crystal clear message, whether you ever do a book or not. The message is important. When we came up with our message, Ryan, and we've been doing business since 2013. First 4 years, we struggled with a message of what was it? What was it that our client would really just draw into? And I finally connected with it, and it's create your book without writing a word.
Mm-hmm.
And when we say that at a conference, on a podcast, my audience goes, what? Tell me more. Tell me more.
That sounds great. Yeah, let's do that.
And so many business owners don't have a phrase like that. And that's what we try to help them create, is that really quick hook that gets your audience to lean in. It captures their attention. It causes them to remember you.